I've got 5 sports anime with 12 episodes that you need to watch right now. Everything on the list can be found streaming on Crunchyroll, so let's put on some gym shorts and play some sports. First, we have Burning Kabaddi, animated by TMS Entertainment, the studio behind Fruit Basket and Dr. Stone. I had no idea what Kabaddi was before I saw this anime, and I am glad that this was created. I won't go over all the rules, but the gist is this. Two teams alternate defending and raiding. One person is sent to the enemy side as a raider and tries to tag as many people as possible for 1 point each and successfully return to their side. For both touching and getting back, you only need to get a hand, a finger, even a nail will work. Oh, and the raider has to be chanting the entire time so they can't take more than one breath. Defenders try to tackle the raider before they get to their side and get 1 point if they can do so. Any defender that gets touched has to leave the field, only being able to be brought back by your team's raider getting opposing defenders out, or every defender getting out, resulting in the opposing team getting 3 points. Me talking about it may not make too much sense, but seeing the action is so satisfying. The story follows Yogashi, a soccer player that hates to be touched, so he made a name for himself dribbling through all the defenders. He then decides to quit all sports and tries to become a successful streamer when he gets invited to watch a game of Kabaddi and ends up joining the team. The sport is incredibly interesting to see and how the characters will grow, especially Yogashi knowing nothing about the sport into becoming more and more of a beast. The story is a classic sports anime of a team coming together and getting better while recruiting great new talent and having encouraging leaders. Although the overall story isn't anything new, we are here for all the sports matches and the interactions between the characters. The animation is overall serviceable and has the classic slow down, glowing aura power-ups people are accustomed to. Give Burning Kabaddi a try, as I am sure will be a short but bright flame as you watch it. Oh man, Businessmen and Batman, what a combination I was not expecting. Up next we have Salaryman's Club by Liden Films, the studio that brought you Call the Night and Tokyo Revengers. Badminton is similar to tennis but with a smaller racket. Instead of a tennis ball there's a shuttlecock. This causes the game to be played more vertical, allowing for jumping smash attacks and other cool movements. Instead of a high school or a middle school team, here we have corporate sports teams. Our main character Mikoto has a lot of experience playing badminton, but his past has kept him from playing doubles, causing him to focus on singles. This seems to change when he is recruited by Sunlight Beverage. After being fired from his previous position, he is recruited not as a singles player but a double player, much to his dismay. We're introduced to Sunlight Beverage team, including Tatsuri, a skilled veteran with years of experience both in the corporate world and in badminton, a truly great big brother to all the players on the team. The story is interesting because we have a combination of a work environment instead of a school along with the sports to go along with it. So in one scene we may see the characters giving a presentation instead of going to take a test, and then going into a match right after it. There is plenty of Batman played, and the intrigue of the main character's past along with what their future will hold make sure that you stay until the end. The animation during the sports sections is a pleasure to look at, and so every game is exciting and pleasing to all the senses. I truly cannot recommend this enough even if you have no interest or knowledge of badminton. Now we have Skate to Infinity, animated by Bone Studio, the people behind Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Mob Psycho, and My Hero Academia, and much more. Although skateboarding is the first thing people think of when sports comes to mind, trust me, this anime has more than enough to keep you interested. Although the rules are simple, the story is more than enough to keep you on your toes. Our main character Reki is obsessed with skateboarding and takes part in an illegal underground race held called S. Reki meets Langa, his new classmate who needs a job, and ends up working with Reki at a skateboarding shop. The two go on a job to deliver a skateboard that ends with Langa having to skateboard despite having no experience at all. Thankfully, he has gone snowboarding before, so he tapes the board to his feet and shows off some incredible moves. The story revolves around these two as Reki pours his love of skateboarding into Langa and both take part in various races. The characters are incredibly ridiculous but endearing, and the skating is high-flying action since anything goes. The backgrounds while skating sometimes look plain, but they have enough wow moments to keep you foaming at the mouth for the next race. Skate your way into this short track with Skate to Infinity. Remain in your seats for our next anime, which is Remain, animated by MAPPA, the studio that brought you Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, and a lot more. This anime focuses on water polo, a sport that's played in the water as the name suggests. Players throw a ball around trying to get into their opponent's goal while trying to take the ball away from their opposing team. A relatively straightforward sport to watch, but incredibly difficult to master. We follow Minato, a water polo player that has been in the hospital for more than 200 days after a car accident that caused him to lose all his memories for the past 3 years. Minato decides to live a life without water polo, but is dragged back in with a new team. Only a coma and losing his memories left a huge gap between who he was and who he is now, as he is now a shell of a player he used to be. As he journeys to get his memory back and skill back, he must connect with his new team and face old ones. The story is the main draw here, as we see not a super athletic character learning a new sport or a seasoned pro joining a new team. Instead we see a combination of a seasoned pro with no memories joining a weak roster while at their weakest, and we journey with them as not only they but the team strives to achieve success. Remain is definitely more on the social setting side, with most of the content surrounding the characters instead of the sport itself. So if you are coming to primarily watch water polo and are not interested interested in character dynamics, you may want to skip out on this one. You won't lose any memory of this anime anytime soon as you hit the pool and remain. Skating its way into 5th on the list is Yuri on Ice. Also animated by Mappa, this stunning anime focuses on figure skating, where contestants are judged on their performance on the ice. We follow Yuri after being defeated in the finale of the Grand Prix. His opportunity to win it all is rapidly closing. A broken mental and a love for food has Yuri down in the dumps. That is until a video of him performing a routine of a previous champion goes viral, attracting tons of attention. So much attention that the champion himself, Victor, comes out and wants to be his coach, an opportunity Yuri jumps at. But how will he stack up against the competition, including another Yuri who is an up-and-coming star that also idolizes Victor. Now these two rivals will compete against each other, pushing one another to higher heights as they work with Victor. This is one of the most beautifully animated shows I've watched. Whether it be their everyday life or the actual figure skating, it is an absolute pleasure to put on the screen and enjoy. The story revolves around these three central characters, keeping the stakes high and the viewers engaged with jealousy and other drama. A decent story, funny characters, and beautiful choreography makes this a no-brainer when talking about sports anime. If you have any doubt that figure skating is a sport, just watch them perform these moves, soaking in the absolute athleticism and difficulty of every jump and turn. So that ends the list of 5 short sports anime. Leave a like if this helped, that helps me out a ton. Dislike if you didn't. Comment below if you have seen any of these or anything anime down below. Subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you all in the next one. Consider the short sports anime world disrobed.